The Israeli military rescued 2 hostages in Rafah in an operation that has left dozens of Palestinians dead.
Elon Musk has denied Ukrainian claims his company's Starlink terminals are being sold to Russia's military. Nearly half of the world's migratory species are in decline, largely due to human impact, according to a UN study.
Finland's ex-Prime Minister Alexander Stubb wins presidential bid after a close election runoff against former Foreign Minister Pekka Haavisto.
The Israeli military rescued 2 hostages in Rafah in an operation that has left dozens of Palestinians dead. Both were airlifted to Sheba Hospital and were reported to be in good medical condition. They have been identified as 60-year-old Fernando Simon Marman and 70-year-old Luis Ha, who were kidnapped by Hamas militants in the 7th of October cross-border attack that triggered the war.
מרגע הפריצה באש לדירה, לוחמי הימ"מ חיבקו והגנו בגופם על לואיס ופרננדו, והחל קרב נועז וחילופי אש כבדים בכמה מוקדים במקביל עם מחבלים רבים.
At least 67 Palestinians were killed in airstrikes that were part of the raid, according to Palestinian hospital officials. Among them women and children. Several others were wounded. The Israeli attacks left a path of destruction in Rafah, a designated safe zone where 1.4 million of Gaza's displaced sought refuge. The attacks come a few hours after President Joe Biden warned Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that Israel should not conduct a military operation against Hamas in Rafah without a credible and executable plan to protect civilians.
SpaceX founder Elon Musk has denied that his company is selling its Starlink terminals to Russia. Ukraine's military service said on Sunday that attacking Russian forces had been found using the terminals to aid their attack. It released what it said was a recording of an intercepted conversation between 2 Russian soldiers as proof. Russia also denied the claims.
Да, по мостам есть.
Это же не сертифицированная система у нас, соответственно, она не может сюда официально поставляться и не поставляется официально. Соответственно, не может никак использоваться официально.
Starlink terminals use a series of satellites run by Elon Musk company SpaceX to provide high-speed communications. They have been vital in giving Ukraine's military an edge over invading Russian troops. The US Senate voted on Sunday to advance a foreign aid bill that, if approved, could mean billions of dollars of much-needed support for Ukraine.
The motion is agreed to.
Close to half of the world's migratory animals are in drastic decline due to factors including humanity's impact on their habitats and climate change. That's the alarming conclusion of a new UN study of 1,200 species around the world. It says 44% of them are in decline and around a fifth of those are threatened with extinction.
These species live in habitats where the habitats are very important in terms of providing us with clean water, clean air, food, coastal and other littoral protection and so on. And the habitats can't provide these ecosystem services if we don't look after the animals that are part of them. Forests aren't just about trees. Wetlands aren't just about reeds and grasses. It's very much about the whole ecosystem and the animals that live in them. And migratory species are part of all of these ecosystems.
Delegates at a UN conference on the crisis agreed to evaluate proposals for targeted conservation measures to be taken by international authorities. The report's authors stressed that because migration is a transnational phenomenon, only coordinated action by world governments can save some species.
He is officially Finland's newest president. On Sunday, after a close election runoff against ex-Foreign Minister Pekka Haavisto, former Prime Minister Alexander Stubb won the presidential bid. With all the votes counted, the centre-right candidate of the National Coalition Party secured 51.6% of the votes, while independent candidate Haavisto from the Green Left secured 48.4%. As head of state, Stubb's main priority will be to steer the Nordic countries' foreign and security policies at a time when Europe faces significant political turmoil.
The starting point is that I want to see Finland in the core of NATO, that we are a security provider, not a security consumer, that we have a steadfast and strong support defense in the alliance with our 1,340-kilometer long border with Russia.
Stubb and Haavisto were the main contenders in an election where over 4 million people were eligible to vote.
We had two excellent candidates, and both of them would be a great president here in Finland, but the winning margin was quite close, so I think he has a lot of work to unify whole country. And
very proud of his victory. For me, those values, the liberal values that he presents, are really, really important in these times.
The Finnish president is expected to remain above the fray of day-to-day politics and largely stay out of domestic political disputes.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had a starring role in the parade as the German city of Cologne staged its own Mardi Gras carnival. His was among several larger-than-life depictions of world leaders rolling through the streets in a spectacular and noisy celebration. Elaborate costumes are the hallmark of the iconic Serenissima Festival in Venice. The 10-day event peaks on Tuesday with a competition for the most beautiful outfit. It draws visitors from around the world.
C'est vrai qu'on a une passion pour Venise, pour la ville, et du coup on essaye de porter notre savoir-faire en justement perpétuant les traditions vénitiennes.
February's traditional festivities are being marked in countries across Europe, including Portugal. Some parties had to be cancelled because of bad weather, but others went ahead. Nothing was going to rain on their parade.
Costa Rica is drowning in narco activity and wants the EU to help in the fight. Cocaine and fentanyl have already swamped the outskirts of the country's capital, where police are hunting for gang leaders. The tropical paradise is on the brink of collapse.
Estas personas que son los líderes de algunas de estas organizaciones delictivas, si se les ubicara armas o drogas, ahí sí procederíamos con la detención inmediatamente.
We're in Pavas, one of Costa Rica's most dangerous drug districts. Almost every day police come here searching for cartel bosses that are suspected to hide in these buildings. What's happening to Costa Rica? Is the popular tourist destination slowly turning into a narco state?
Narcotráfico, asesinatos, robos, asaltos.
No, de noche es recomendable no salir.
Last year, gang warfare over territories saw Costa Rica's murder rate soaring by 40% to a record high. Having abolished its army 70 years ago, the peaceful country has little means to suppress the violence.
No estábamos preparados para enfrentar un narcotráfico tan violento y que mata tantas personas. Hay una gran diferencia entre los recursos con que cuenta la policía con los grandes recursos que cuenta hoy el narcotráfico.
Costa Rica and the European Union now want to cooperate more closely on security issues. Tougher intervention in Central America could also reduce the record amount of cocaine in Europe.
We are ready to help also in terms of sharing good practices and what is being done in Europe. So there will be experts which will help on the port authorities, on the police side, and also on the legal aspect.
Meanwhile, Costa Rican police continue to search for the gang leaders in Pavas.
Acá eso es un punto de escape de muchas personas.
The government plans to increase the number of police officers by 10%. Too late, according to many, who fear the country will fall under narco control within just months. Johannes Bleschberger, Euronews, Pavas, Costa Rica.
after I take train, I go to St. Petersburg. Then I go to hostel there. I wait maybe 2 days to 3 days. Then after I go to another city, Viborg city. Then I buy from there a bicycle. Then after I come to Finland. The police and the arms, they help us. So it's good for us because it's so easy. You come here.
We have information of that there are in the St. Petersburg area thousands of persons who might come to Finland. Using this route, we know that we have to open the borders, or at least some of them in some time, because this cannot go forever. But we are in the same time drafting changes to our legislation who make us better prepared to this situation when it arose again.